one of the things I'm getting into playing with my ScanNCut is welding designs and unifying designs and all of that good stuff. So basically, if you weld a design, you're going to get something like this, which means it's just going to cut the outline. If you're unifying the design, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to, all the lines are still going to cut, but when you unify it, you can move it as one here on the screen, which can be really, really handy for doing a lot of different things. Then, okay, if you're cutting it out and you have all the bits and pieces, look at what happens. Now, it's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it just is. You could play around with different bits and pieces. This is just if I put a whole bunch of hearts down and move them around on the screen. I can play with, maybe I leave some of the pieces off my design. I'm kind of interested in this idea of, you know, some of the parts are color, some of the parts are not. I'm really intrigued by this idea, which is why I'm making this video to share with you today. So, right here what I have, this is my design, it's all set. But I just want to show you if I can add, and I can do this, and I just want to show you this because it's really handy. Let's say I add another heart, and let's say I go in here, I'm just going to make it small, and I added the one heart, okay? So I could add the one heart in here, I could go in here, and this is where I can size it, I can rotate it, I can do all that stuff. Or I can just delete it. But this is also where I could select all the patterns and select them all, and then either do the welding or the unifying if I wanted to. So, let's do this because I'm trying to deselect. There we go. I just was trying to get out and deselect there. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and print this onto watercolor paper because I have kind of an interesting idea. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work out, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, and I'm just going to cut it out kind of in the middle of the paper there. And then we're going to get to playing with this. I cut this out twice. I cut it out once with all the pieces separate, and I cut it out once as a whole, because I wanted some layering options here to make this card. And what I have here is the piece of watercolor paper I was cutting. I just trimmed down this little piece of paper to 4 by 5. Yeah. Or 4 1/4 by, it's 4 by 5. Silly me. Anyhow, so I've got different pieces, and then the green you see here, I just took some green color, watercolor, put it around, sprayed a little water, stitch it onto this hot pink card. Now we're ready to play. And what I want to do, I want to go ahead and build. But what I'm thinking, and this is just so much fun, you guys. So I'm looking at each piece, and what I'm going to do is glue, just using some tape runner, each of these pieces onto here. But I'm not going to use them all. Instead of using them all, I'm just going to use bits and pieces, and I absolutely love this because watch what happens here. We're going to have gaps. So as this goes in, we're going to have little spaces, little gaps. There's going to be pieces like this piece right here that there's not going to be any color. It's going to be white. And I am so in love with this idea. I can just see making all kinds of shape gatherings here. I just think it'll be so much fun. And let's see. It was really easy to sort out which one was what on this. And that guy can go there. And just if you're wondering for all the pink color, it's just watercolor. And I'm not doing a super good job of gluing these down. I'm just using a little tape runner because honestly, I'm just not that worried about it. The only one left, I see I've got one little tiny heart missing here, and I'm looking around on my desk and not seeing it. So, you know what? The thing is, I don't know that I want to have that end heart. I don't know that if I want it covered or not, or if I want it white. So I'm not going to worry about it just yet, but what I am going to do is go ahead and get a bit of foam adhesive. And I'm going to take this foam adhesive and prop this up. I'm just going to put a few, I'll add a few more. I just want to show you that I'm going to adhere this onto here. So when you're holding the card, when you're looking at the card, you will see the cutout below as well as the cutout on the card. And isn't that just so much fun? And all it took was a couple minutes of a little bit of watercolor. Any watercolor medium would work. So I had that going, combined with a little bit of water and a little bit of watercolor paper. And I had so much fun with this, and I'm really getting excited about all the ideas that I could play with here with my ScanNCut. So now I'm off to find the perfect sentiment and maybe a couple little sequins to add. But really, this card, this idea is done, and it's pretty much ready here to be mailed off. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.